Hello everyone. Today we are going to calculate the average speed of an object using the change of position and elapsed time. Now, before we can be doing any calculating, before we can calculate the average speed, we first must learn the formula for determining average speed. Luckily I know that and I will share it with you now. Average speed is equal to the change of position of an object divided by the elapsed time. So, what is the change of position, you ask? Let me tell you. The change of position is how far an object has moved during the time we are measuring. It can be any distance from 0 to infinity. It can also be any unit as long as that unit measures length. For example, centimeters, meters, kilometers, inches, feet, etc. Now, about elapsed time. Elapsed time is the amount of time it took said object to cover its change in position. It can be any unit that measures time. So, your elapsed time can be done in seconds, minutes, decades, millennia, anything that measures time. Okay, so you think you got it? Let's do us a practice problem. Okay, here it is. If you were to ride in a car from Chicago to Orlando, which is 1,160 miles away, and it took you 18 hours, what is your average speed? Well, first thing we must do is set up our formula. What is our formula? Average speed equals change of position over elapsed time. So now let's start filling in our formula. What was our change in position? That's right, 1,116 miles. So now we have our change of position, but now we must do our elapsed time. How long did it take us to cover that 1,160 miles? 18 hours. Note, I leave the units in there. It is very important to include your units. Otherwise, this could be 1,160 inches in 18 decades. Big difference. Be sure to include your units. So now, to determine our average speed, we simply take our top number, numerator, and divide it by our bottom number, our denominator. And we get 64.4 miles per hour. So, your average speed, if you were to drive to Orlando from Chicago, is just over 64.4 miles per hour. Notice the units, they carried over to the answer, miles per hour. That is all we have today for calculating the average speed of an object using the change of position and elapsed time. Thank you for joining me. Until next time, goodbye.